Hi guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you're new. I know it's been a while, but I am here today to pick out my February TBR. Now, I'm really excited because today I'm going to be using my Bookopoly board that my sister got me for my birthday, which is really exciting. Okay, so I'm just going to do like a kind of split screen thing here, so I'll put it up here, but here we have the board that my sister made me. It's gorgeous. I love it. And she also made me these cards that correspond to the squares on here. So first we have these fantasy cards, which I've explained this multiple times. I've explained this once before, but I will explain it again, just because I know it's been a while. But anyway, we have the fantasy book cards. For example, it would say a book with dragons in it, which we all know what I would pick for that. And then we also have our romance cards, because these are my most read genres, romance and fantasy, so she knows me so well. For example, this one says a Lucy Score book, which I do own a lot of her books, so just examples. I'm gonna put these right here. So then last we have these question mark ones, and these aren't random as much as they're just kind of like anything. Like they could be literally anything. Like it could be like, for example, let's pick one out of the middle here. Oh my god, I just picked that up. Okay. For example, it could be number generator picks and then the shelf number and the book number. That one's very creative. I haven't seen that one yet. Or a literary fiction. So literally anything, like up to anything. So we're gonna pick 6 books, and I have one book club book with my sister to do, so I'll have 7. We're gonna pick 5. So we're gonna pick 5 books, and basically the reason for that is usually I pick 6, but me and my sister have a book club pick that we're gonna do. So I have 5, and then that book club pick, which we haven't picked yet, or else I would tell you. But that is what it is. So we're gonna pick 5, and she got me this little Boo character from Monsters Inc., which I'll show you up here. This is gonna be my little girl today. I think she's super cute, okay? She's gonna be my little girl. I love Monsters Inc., so. And then we have a die. So we're gonna put her on the start, and we're gonna just go around the board and see what we get. So, okay, we got 1. So we got fantasy, which I didn't shuffle these, so I'm just gonna shuffle them right now, like just a little bit. I don't know how to shuffle cards this small, so I'm just gonna shuffle them all real quick, just so I don't have to do it each time. How are you guys doing? So we're gonna pick a fantasy card. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I got a book with dragons in it, which you guys have to know what I'm gonna pick. All right. So my pick is going to be none other than Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This was a newer release, or it is a newer release still. Also, I'm getting over like a cold thing, so if you can hear that in my voice, I'm so sorry. But anyway, yes, and this is the sprayed edge version. My sister sent me this in the mail. She had like ordered it or pre-ordered it off of Amazon. So I'm very excited to read this. This came out January 27th, I'm going to say. So I'm really excited to read this, although I do have to reread Fourth Wing and Iron Flame before I can read this, so this will probably be a later in the month pick. But this is a romantasy about a girl named Violet and a guy named Xaden who, well, I'm going to tell you what Fourth Wing's about. I'm not going to tell you what this is about because that would be a spoiler, but basically Violet is weak and frail, and she wants to be a scribe in this world where you go to school, and there's like 4 quadrants, but we only really ever hear about the scribe quadrant and then the rider quadrant, which are like the dragon riders. And her mom is a general of the war and like the riders, and so her mom's like, no, you're gonna be a rider. So she goes into this college and trains to become a dragon rider, and there's also this huge war going on, and there's a lot of secrets and powers and angst and romance, and it's just very good, and I'm very excited. I keep saying and but I'm very excited to read the 3rd one. So that is going to be the first book on the February TBR. I don't have anywhere to put them where you can see them, so I'm just gonna put them on the floor over here. I'm sorry. Okay, let's go again. Okay, I don't know if you can see it, but I got 6, so. Okay, romance. Let's see what we get. An Ali Hazelwood book. Wait, this is actually so good because today a new Ali Hazelwood book comes out, which is Deep End, which I'm not super excited about, but I am going to go to Barnes later and buy it. So that's perfect. So I don't have it with me right now, but I'm going to add Deep End to, I'm going to put the cover up here even though I'm terrified of it because if you guys know, she's getting a little raunchier and I wasn't the biggest fan of Not in Love, but I'm going to read Deep End because I did really like the story in Not in Love. I just wasn't a fan of like the raunch. Okay, so Deep End by Ali Hazelwood is going to be the second book on the TBR. These are super easy picks. This might be a really quick video. We'll see. So let's roll for the next one. 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is perfect too because we're getting one of each, so that's fun. That way we can get some variety, you know? February is the month of romance. So these, the 2 books I picked, both have romance in them. Obviously this one has romance in it, but. Okay, we got, oh, wait, that was the example, so I think I forgot to shuffle these. Hold on. All right, so let's pick our question mark card. Start a new series. Okay, so that's a little crazy because I'm in the middle of so many series right now, but let's look on the shelf and see what we can find that's the start of a new series. I forgot. I literally have a whole book cart. Let me go grab that. So I've got my pick. I didn't bring the book cart over here because I realized it's really heavy, so I just didn't because I didn't feel like it. But I picked up a fantasy, and it's a YA. No, it's not YA. It's not a YA fantasy. This is quite a long book, but it's Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, and this is a world that I have been wanting to get into, and I heard that this is where you start. So I picked this up a while ago, and I'm really excited to read it. I don't know actually if this is YA. This one might be, but I know some of the other ones aren't. That's why I'm saying, like, I don't think that this one is, because I know actually a lot of the other ones aren't in the YA section necessarily of the bookstore, but this one I think is. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm honestly not sure. I can't remember where I bought this from. I'm trying to remember, and I think I got it off of like a BOGO 50 table. So I bought this and the Infernal Devices, like the first one of that by Cassandra Clare. Is that that's by? I'm gonna sound so stupid if that's not true, but anyway, I bought them together in a BOGO 50 and I got this off the table, so I don't remember if it's technically in the YA section or not, but I think there were YA books on the table with it, so that's why I think that it's YA, and I'm not entirely sure. But basically, this is about a fallen hero and a war. The back does not offer a lot. This is the blurb on the back. It literally says that there was a hero, he failed, and there's the world has been a wasteland of ash and mist controlled by the immortal emperor known as the Lord Ruler, which is very creative. There's an uprising, and maybe there's a romance in here? I'm not entirely sure. Mistborn is the name of someone who has powers. Basically, I'm unhelpful, and I'm sorry, because the back of this book doesn't even offer up a lot of information about it. However, I do know that I've heard really good things about Brandon Sanderson. I've heard really good things about this book series in particular. I've heard good things about this book specifically, so there you go. Here's the cover. You can get an idea of what's going on. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. That's the third book going on the TBR. So let's roll for the fourth. I'm hoping I get a trip to Barnes because I am going to Barnes today already, so that would be in the plans. Okay, we got another question mark. So let's see what it is. Continue a series you've already started. That's good because I just got to start a new series, so now I need to continue one that I've already started. So let's go find something like that. Okay, so I've come with options because I think that I want a romance. So it's either going to be Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, which is a cowboy romance, and this is a part of the Rebel Blue Ranch interconnected standalone series. This is the second one. Or Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings, which is the second book in the Magnolia Parks universe, but the first book in the Daisy Hates series. So we'll see. I texted my sister the other day about this being our book club book. So if this is our book club book, then I'm going to pick this one. But if this isn't, then I would pick this one, if that makes sense. So, you know what? For whatever reason, I'm actually going to put them both on the TBR, which doesn't mean that we're not going to roll again. I'm just going to have 6 books. I'm going to pick 6 books. And if neither of these end up being the book club books, I'm going to try and get to 5 and call it a day. If I don't get to both of these, that would be great. I want to get to one of them. But I'm actually going to put them both on the TBR. Swift and Saddled is about a new girl in town named Ada, and the brother of the woman from the first book, Done and Dusted, Weston. And he is one of the ones that lives on Rebel Blue Ranch, or is that what it's called? He's one of them that lives on the ranch, and I think that he is trying to build this cabin, or like I think be in like bed and breakfast, and hires this interior designer to help him, and the interior designer turns out to be the love interest. So yeah, exciting stuff. And then Daisy Hates is a book about Daisy Hates and her love interest, Christian. This book is more of like a tragic, sad romance, a toxic romance. I think that, so Daisy Hates is friends with Magnolia Parks, and they're all kind of a part of this high society, Gossip Girl-esque world where like they're rich, they just kind of do whatever they want, and they just run around being rich. And Daisy Hates' brother is kind of like a mafia figure, I'm pretty sure, so kind of like a dangerous family. And I'm pretty sure that Daisy is into Christian and Christian's into Magnolia. So there's kind of like a competition going on because, you know, she's trying to get the attention of this guy who's got the attention of someone else who's already extremely tangled up. And I've heard things about this where it's like you either love Magnolia or you love Daisy. And I feel like I'm going to love Daisy. I think I'm just going to relate to her a little bit more. Like, I think that this book is going to hit harder than what happened in Magnolia Parks did, because I'm not rooting for Magnolia and BJ. 1, I hate his name, and 2, I don't like what he did, and I think there's no excuse for it. And I would never forgive someone if they did that. So, and I didn't really cry. Like, I thought it was sad, obviously, and I was shocked, but I didn't cry. I wasn't, like, sobbing because I was like, oh my god, you're disgusting, you're dirty, bye. Get someone else. Anyway, that's so mean. But I am really excited for Daisy Hates. So this is going to be the 5th book, and we're going to roll for a 6th. Okay. This is going to be the final roll. I'm super excited to see what we get. I'm hoping actually for fantasy again, but we'll see. Okay. 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I know I said I was hoping for fantasy and that it landed on fantasy, but I promise that was completely a coincidence. Let's pick fantasy. This one says reread a favorite fantasy. I kind of don't want to reread something right now. I know it's part of the prompt, but I want to read something new. Yeah, I'm looking at my shelf to kind of see if there's something that I'm really dying to reread, and I'm actually in a reading new books mood, so I'm gonna table that and pick another one just because I'm like, I just know that I'm not going to be in the mood for it, and I've kind of set this rule for myself, like if I know for a fact that I get something that I'm not going to be in the mood for, I am just going to skip it and pick something else because I'm not going to do it just for like entertainment, you know? Okay. Continue a fantasy series you've already started. Okay, let's go pick one out because I kind of know exactly what it's gonna be. The last and final book on the TBR, on the February TBR, is gonna be Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. This is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. This is the book before the tandem read, and this book is 600 and something pages. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say tandem read, there's this pretty common and like well known, if you know about the series, if you don't know about the series, I'm not talking about you, I'm not saying like you should know, but I'm just saying like if you do know about the series, you've probably heard of the tandem read. Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn are the next 2 books, and they're supposed to be read, well, they're not supposed to be read, but they say you get the best enjoyment out of reading them together because it's the same events but just in different point of views, and it's hard to get through them if you're not reading them together. So this is the last book before the tandem read. And don't come for me, I still haven't read Assassin's Blade. I don't care. I'm reading it how I want to read it, and Assassin's Blade was boring to me when I tried to read it. So I'm going to be reading Queen of Shadows, and I will tell you what Throne of Glass is about, but I can't this is the same with like all of the series that I pick up. Like I'll tell you what the first one's about, but I'm not going to tell you what this one is about because it's massive spoilers. So Throne of Glass is about a girl named Selena Sargothian, and she is a criminal. She's an assassin. She's bad. She's very bad. And she gets basically imprisoned. In the beginning, she's imprisoned in these like mining camps, and the prince of the land, of one of the lands, comes and says, "Hey girl, you're gonna come with me and compete in this competition to win over my father and work as the king's assassin and basically be housed and fed and everything else." And she's like, "Okay, let's go." So she goes and she competes, and she finds out a lot of stuff about the magic in the world, kind of just stuff about herself. There's a little bit of a love triangle going on. Very exciting stuff. So that's what that's about. And this one is obviously like the 5th book in, what did I say, 5th? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4th book in the series, not counting Assassin's Blade, and there's a lot going on in here. There's a lot of stuff happening. There's a lot of stuff that I can't tell you because it's, like I said, massive spoilers, but I'm very excited for this. So here is the February TBR. We have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, Deep End by Allie Hazelwood, I forgot that was there, Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson, Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage, Daisy Hates by Jessa Hastings, and Queen of Shadows by Sarah J Maas. Super exciting. We have 3 fantasies and 3 romances, like just plain romances. We have 1 cowboy romance, 1 contemporary romance, and 1 also contemporary but also kind of toxic romance. I don't know if that's like a separate genre or not, but well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching me pick out my February TBR. Let me know if you've read any of these books. Let me know if you want to read any of these books. Let me know if you're excited. Give me book recommendations. I always say that every single one of my videos. Book recommendations, please. I always need book recommendations. But anyway, this has been so much fun. I want to give a big thanks to my sister for even making this possible. I feel like I'm winning an award and I'm thanking her for everything, but genuinely she's the one who made this board, and like I said, it was so much fun to play with, and I'm gonna be doing this every single month pretty much. So stay tuned for those videos, and if I end up getting through this, stay tuned for a wrap-up to see all my thoughts. I'm sure they'll be sprinkled throughout reading vlogs, some of them, so get excited for that. But anyway, with all that being said, like I said before, I hope you guys enjoyed, and hopefully I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Mwah!